Welcome back to some Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling, as you see what's going on a lovely island of Fawnhallow today, where happy Halloween. Yeah, it's Halloween, Hallows Eve, I suppose. Well, I'm not actually sure if it's called Hallows Eve now I think about it. I think it's just Halloween. But yeah, we'll be, I don't know, talking about Halloween today. I mean, normally you'd be, I suppose, be talking about Paris holiday, but you know, we'll talk about Halloween today. I kind of used up all my anecdotes on the live stream recently, but good evening everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow it's 11:29 p.m. on Thursday, October 31st, 2024. So we're gonna hide out in the town hall as per usual, because this time in Halloween always we get severely pestered by every single villager on Fawnhallow. But we're not here to participate in Halloween festivities. We've done it multiple times already. So in your pas le reason. But yeah, we'll just talk about Halloween today. It's not been a particularly eventful one, is what I'd say. Have I dressed up? No, I actually forgot to dress up. I was going to. I was going to put on something, but then I woke up today and I forgot it was Halloween. And I already left. And I was like, oh, I kind of forgot. Which is a shame, but it's okay. So be it. I basically have like the same Halloween costume, which I can't remember. I used it last year at a Fort Park Fright Night. I went with some friends. It's a plague doctor sort of outfit where I was planning for a while trying to figure out how to do it for like a cost efficient way, and then the way I ended up doing it was I bought like a Victorian or an old style sort of like I'm not sure Gothic's the right word, because people might picture goth. It's not like modern goth, it's more like Victorian Gothic sort of dress. And when I bought like a plague doctor's mask, I had like this cape I used from a previous Halloween back in university times, which for some reason I still have, and I bought like a flat hat, and I was like, that's good enough. And then I bought some props, like I bought some like plastic lilies, which is like more of like a symbol of death or whatever, and I bought like a lantern, but I don't know where either the lilies or the lantern are anymore. But those are like my theoretical props. Oh, and I bought like a corset thing. And then it turns out in Friday Night I knew that you weren't allowed to wear masks. You're not even allowed to bring a mask in. And I was like, what? That's crazy. So that happened last year. And now that's just sort of my de facto, I suppose, Halloween costume. I see no reason to change it. It's a pretty good one, to be honest. The only thing I'm missing now is I don't have a hat anymore, but I still have a cape, because you can't really wear a hat and a cape, to be honest. Maybe what I should do is each year is like I upgrade one part of a costume, so then I just get eventually very, very good a plague doctor outfit. But I guess we're talking about Halloween costumes. I haven't done much dressing up for Halloween, to be honest. I mean, Halloween, I've said this before, it's not a huge thing in the UK. It's like a big enough thing where things will be themed after it. Like you'll go into a shop and there might be some simple Halloween decorations, like some cobwebs or maybe some pumpkins about the place. But there's not that often people go around trick-or-treating all that much, you know. At times I've sort of I remember not many people ended up trick-or-treating, I would say. Like I'm trying to remember. Like where I live now, I don't think I've run into any trick-or-treaters, mainly because don't put out any Halloween decorations. No one on the street puts out any Halloween decorations, so I guess there's not really much motivation for kids to come here. It's also like a bit of a weird place to go trick-or-treating, I suppose. It's really like not, it's kind of like out of the way, I suppose. Like you had to walk up a road without a pavement on and then go onto this road somehow, which is a bit strange. I forgot what I was going to say. So there's not many trick-or-treaters that I've seen. The last time I remember is like a house I used to live in, where there were like some people trick-or-treated, like not much to be honest, but also back in those days, you know, family, we put out like a jack-o'-lantern, which is a signifier to be, hey, it's time, you know, you can come here and trick-or-treat. But yeah, it's not a huge thing, but also I might not live in the right area for it to be much of a big thing. Really depends where you live as well, because if you live in like an apartment or something, it's not you probably don't get many trick-or-treaters because not many kids are sort of coming up into like people's apartment like complexes and like going around trick-or-treating, or maybe people are, I don't know. Maybe that is a thing. But yeah, but the long and short of it is basically I haven't seen a trick-or-treater for ages. I haven't really dressed that much. I can tell you the costumes I've done for Halloween throughout the year, and there's not many. Like the first one I had, this is one I talked about on the live stream, which I guess you'll see the VOD for up tomorrow, or you can go to Twitch right now, twitch.tv/deardarling, and you'll find it. I dressed up as a ghost, which is basically me putting my father's like pajama top on with like long sleeves and like white trousers, and I think I put on white face paint. I'm not sure about that. And it was like, oh yeah, that's a ghost, or the best impression of a ghost we can do. It was a very last minute sort of thing. So the fact there was anything at all is a fantastic surprise. And then the next costume I did was a later year. I can't remember why, but I was just at home and I was like, you know what, let's try and do like a Halloween-esque sort of costume. And I dressed up as a bat, which is me taking my mother's like poncho like thing, like this big black poncho. I put on black trousers, and I can't remember how I did bat ears, or maybe somehow I don't remember what I did, but I dressed up as a bat, quote quote, and some people did trick-or-treat, and I answered the door in the costume I had, which was not a particularly convincing bat outfit, mind you. It just kind of looked like winter wear. Anyway, but that comes to mind. And then I don't think I did any costumes until Halloween at university time, in freshman year, as they say, or first year, where there was a Halloween party. That was the one where I made a cape for it. Like I got some Halloween sort of material from like I can't remember where I got it from, like a textile store or something, I don't know. Like I remember walking like a long way to try and find some costumes, because I was like, the stuff nearby didn't have what I want. I was like, I want some materials or something. And I remember walking like a really long way to like a big Asda or something to get fake blood capsules, and next to it was like a textile store in which I got like this, honestly, a very nice material. It was like a black material, but it had like silvery cobwebs pattern on it, which I made like a hood out of by borrowing a friend's like sewing kit, mini sewing kit, mind you, not a particularly big one. And then yeah, I just wore a very simple black dress, and I got the fake blood, just like made it look like I was bleeding from my eyes. I had like skeletal gloves and tights on, I think. What was I don't know, a reaper, a ghoul, some ambiguous Halloween-esque thing. And then the next most recent Halloween costume, this Plague Doctor one, which to be fair, I'm not sure if I've really worn the full ensemble all that much, mainly because there's not been much need to. I don't really go to much Halloween parties now, but I was gonna at least wear a little bit of it today, but then I forgot, so that just happens. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. I don't really think there is much to say about it. That's just kind of it. So what was that? 5 costumes: ghost, bat, ghoul, plague doctor. Oh, 4. Only 4 outfits I've ever done for as a Halloween costume. Would I like to have done more? Yeah, I guess so. Like, I think there is a fun element of coming up with Halloween-esque sort of costumes, to be honest. But I'm not sure I'm the sort of person to go 100% into a costume, you know, because I think I've spoken about this before. I like the idea of dual purpose practicality. Like, I would only make a costume if I could repurpose some of it as like an actual outfit, which is what this Plague Doctor one kind of is. Like, you can repurpose the dress. It's just like a normal dress, if a bit gothic. And like the rest of the stuff, like with tights and gloves, are just generic black gloves and black tights, right? The only thing you can't really repurpose is a Plague Doctor mask, and I guess a cape, unless you're trying to make a really bold statement. But I could have repurposed the hat, but the hat I gave away to someone, I think, because she liked it. There's not really much to it. And it does feel like, I don't know, I guess it feels a bit weird going to like buying those like pre-packaged Halloween well, I understand why they exist, but they're not for me personally. There's like pre-packaged Halloween costumes. I'm very much on the category of like, I want a costume which I can use as actual clothing, theoretically. But then it's sort of like splitting the difference of getting the worst of both worlds, right? Because I buy something which is like, yeah, I wouldn't really wear that, I'm gonna be honest, like on every day, and it'd be like, it's not like I've committed that hard to for costume either. So it's sort of just like a did I win with any of it? And I guess the answer is no. But on the other hand, it's not like I really do costumes all that much in the first place. So even more so, like it's not even a lose-lose situation. It's just a situation which didn't happen, I guess. So yeah, I don't really know where I was going with this. But yeah, Halloween costumes, I guess. I'm trying to think of like some good Halloween costumes I've seen throughout the years or something. I'm not really sure. Just yeah, I wish I had more interesting stories to say about it, just to be like, oh yeah, like this is a really cool thing which happened with Halloween, like a costume, or like, oh, one year I did this for Halloween. But there is nothing, because as I say, it's surprisingly not that big a thing, I feel like, in the UK. Do I want it to be as big as it is in America? That's a good question. I don't know. I guess it'd be kind of cool. I think it like, I don't know, like there's like a sort of teetering seesaw of like the activities which you usually partake in Halloween and the aesthetic of Halloween. And when you're a child, you're much more about like the activities you partake in. I mean, it's sort of like peaks. It's like pretty high as a child, and it sort of dips down into teen when you get into like the aesthetic again. But at university time, at a young adult age, it's sort of like over activities again, because it's sort of like parties. And then like as you get into like older adult, I suppose it becomes like aesthetic, and until you get kids, and then it would like seesaws back into the activities again, and then maybe it just becomes nothing. I don't know. It's like a balanced seesaw of like what your interest of Halloween is. And I do like Halloween as whatchamacallit, like a holiday, mainly because it's really quite different compared to a lot of the other holidays, right? A lot of the other holidays are for like togetherness and like like so many other holidays, a theme is of like togetherness and being with like loved ones and that sort of thing, which I'm like, yeah, but absolutely, that is a thing to be celebrated. Like, don't get me wrong, love wins, etc, etc. But it's nice to have this random holiday of Halloween, which is like, oh, I don't know, what's the meaning of it? That's spooky ghosts or something, spooks and frights, just for fun throughout the night. I just like it because it's just a complete sort of like genre shift of a public holiday, or it's not even a public holiday, of a holiday event, right? And costumes, I think, are quite fun. I think that's like a genuinely fun idea. I think I must imagine it's quite tiring if you live in somewhere like America, or somewhere which takes Halloween rather seriously is the wrong word, but puts more sort of like credence into it. It must be quite tiring each year trying to find a new Halloween costume, right? Trying to find one that fits a vibe, one that's not too expensive. I don't know. But I will say the one thing I do really like about Halloween culture, I suppose, in America, is your decorations go so hard. Like, there's so many people who just go crazy with the Halloween decorations, which I only see people sometimes go that hard for like Christmas lights in the UK. But even then, but like America also goes quite hard for Christmas lights. So, but the Halloween decorations are really cool, to be honest. I would love to see them. I would say when I was out today walking up and down, I saw a total of 0 Halloween decorations, despite the fact that today is Halloween. Yeah, I didn't see a single house which had like a jack-o'-lantern or anything like that, or like cobwebs or a skeleton in the yard. But this might just be more of an area sort of place, to be honest. Or sorry, location basis, or maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just this particular community doesn't really care about much of Halloween. Which is, again, that's a bit of a shame. Like, Halloween has Scottish origins, doesn't it? I feel like I read this at some point. Or maybe it's Irish origins. Halloween origin is a Gaelic festival. Samhain. All Hallows Day. Related to Samhain. Oh, sorry, not Gaelic, Gaelic, I suppose, because it's Scottish, right? I forgot what I was going to say about this. Yeah, so you would have thought Well, I guess necessarily, like, even if it originates wherever, the modern interpretation of Halloween is a little bit different compared to what it was traditionally. But yeah, I don't know, costumes, Halloween costumes. I remember, I'm trying to think of ones back in university, because university ones, some people went like real hard and some people did like nothing. Like the most classic one you see is people will tear up their t-shirt or like something and put fake blood splatter on and be like zombie. Fair enough, totally easy to do, 100% I get it. I remember though I had a friend in university who she did like an amazing work. She was like really good at like makeup or like stage makeup, and she basically turned herself into what looked like a comic book character. She like made it look like that she had like an outline, I think, and she had put like light polka dots on her, so it was like a screen tone effect on her face. And she dressed up in like a very retro sort of outfit, and it was amazing. I was like, whoa, that's an incredible incredible outfit. I don't remember what anyone else did, so really I guess no one else had much of an impact with a Halloween costume. I'm trying to see what I saw today. I saw someone dressed up as Bob the Builder, kind of. It's more like, I guess his name was Bob and he was dressed up as a builder. Very nice joke. Didn't know who that was, by the way. Just like a random person who was at the pub. Some other people dressed up, but I wasn't really sure what they were dressed up as, to be honest. So yeah, so just like some people in passing, I suppose, here and there. Dressing up in costumes. But yeah. I don't even know what to say. There wasn't much of an event going on, so I don't really have much away in the stories. And I wish I mean, if I could talk about Halloween costumes, I guess you see that person on the internet who's like an amputee. He only has like one leg, and he makes these like crazy costumes every single year, right? The one I always remember is he dressed up as a flamingo, which is basically him balancing on his pink crutches and his one leg becoming like the flamingo body and neck. Sorry, head and neck. It was insane. I think he also dressed up as a Pixar lamp, which that's a great costume idea, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I like to see the creativity that people have. You know, it's sort of like an intro to cosplay, right? Because cosplay is a very, like, good cosplay is a very sort of like not unattainable, but very difficult thing to get right. It's like years of craft, I suppose, that really go into it, makeup work, and it's insanely expensive. But Halloween can just sort of be like a sort of little gateway into that, where the average person, your average Joe, can have a bit of a foray into dressing up as something or something else, right? I don't know. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to round this episode off here. Who knows what I'm talking about anymore? So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.